everybody. My name is Mary DeLay. I'm the Director of Performance here at Royal Holloway. I'm also Professor in Music, and I'm delighted to be welcoming you to a new academic year here. And my job today, which is a very pleasurable one, is to talk to you for a few minutes about our amazing staff-led ensembles. And whether you're here to study music or anything not remotely directly connected with music, your university experience here is all about what you discover both inside and outside of lectures. And whether you're a music major or not, as I've already said, one of the most rewarding things that you can actually discover here is the sheer breadth of music making opportunities that we have on campus. You will have already met, I imagine, or will have the pleasure of soon meeting my colleague Nathan James Dearden, who I work very closely with, and we put a lot of energy and thought into our world-class staff-led music groups. We have everything here from centuries-old choral traditions to brand new collectives, and there's a place for everybody, and we really would like you, again, whether you are a major music student or otherwise, to feel that that is the case. So some of you might well have to be asked to engage with staff-led music ensembles, particularly as part of your music performance module. Again, this is all part of creating and encouraging and supporting a really diverse but also strong community of music making amongst students. We think that's really important in terms of developing your communication skills, having fun, trying new things, meeting new people, collaborating, leading, giving feedback, sharing, time management, all of these incredible things, which are skills that go far beyond playing in an ensemble, but that focus and that unique relationship we feel is really special, something to be fostered and encouraged, and leads into every other aspect of your learning and your experience here as well and beyond. So I'm going to talk you through a few of the kinds of ensembles that we have here. Well, more than a few. You hopefully will hear that there is a big range. So I don't know how much you know about our global music ensembles. For example, we have an incredibly specialised group of players led by our amazing Professor Henry Stobart, which is the music of the Bolivian Andes. And Henry usually leads an Andean band, the only one of its type in the UK, which is an incredible opportunity. We also have a very, very special gamelan, and we have an ensemble, Puliganti, directed by Simon Cook, and that specialises in the hypnotic music of West Java. On, as I say, our own gamelan. It's a traditional bronze gamelan. If you're a singer, we have, as you might already know, or might even have observed, you might have been at a Wednesday concert already, have a very rich tradition of choral singing here at Royal Holloway. We are very fortunate to have a dedicated Director of Choral Music and College Organist, Rupert Goff, who directs the world-renowned choir of Royal Holloway. It really is one of the finest university choirs in the UK. It's a very busy professional schedule of services actually that these students undertake, with tours and broadcasts and recordings. And actually another punchline that you might not be aware of is that we are the only university that sings daily services, and auditions actually take place in the spring of every year. Partnering with that, or alongside that, there's a choir called the Founders Choir, which is an auditioned group. It meets in the Founders Chapel, that amazing building. They do a European tour every year, and they are actually a very core part of our choral services. There's a direct link from Rupert through to Founders Choir. On the other hand, if you're really interested in new music, be you a singer or an instrumentalist or both, we have two ensembles, New Music Collective and New Voices Consort. New Voices Consort in particular, Nathan James Dearden, who I've already mentioned, is an amazing composer and also really at the forefront of new music performance here. We work on that closely together, and New Voices Consort is an ensemble that Nathan has really brought to life over the last number of years. This year there are two projects, two amazing projects. One is called the Composers Lab, which is for music creators, and then we also are going to be featuring a very special performance of a Pulitzer winning work. thinking about, again, the range of music that students are interested in, and also what we believe we should be nurturing, want to nurture, want to provide platforms for, and also working with students. We are launching this year something called the Soulful Song Collective. So keep your eye out for that. It's going to be a meetup for singer-songwriters to workshop original music. It's going to be a collaborative platform, and it is also part of our professional development pathway, which I will talk a little bit more about later. For the percussionists out there, we're very fortunate to have, again, another colleague of mine, Dr. Tom Wagner, who is a percussionist with vast experience and passion. For the last few years, Tom has been developing and leading a percussion ensemble, which is a free-form group, and all percussionists are welcome to explore rhythm and sound from any genre. So that's a really exciting addition to our staff-led ensembles. You might already be thinking about playing an orchestra for Welcome Week. You might be preparing for orchestra auditions, which are happening next week. You might already have seen the programme of events for the year. So we have a number of fantastic orchestras, and are very fortunate to have our dedicated director of orchestras, Rebecca Miller, who is an international conductor. There are a number of concerts during the year. Rehearsals take place every Wednesday with Royal Holloway Symphony Orchestra, performing larger scale works here on the campus. And then there's a smaller, incised chamber orchestra, who often have the opportunity to perform side by side with the London Mozart players. So keep an eye out for that with auditions, as I say. For smaller groups, thinking about chamber music and also maybe more band settings, we've already mentioned songwriting, for example. We fully support student-led chamber music in our chamber lab, which is overseen by a colleague, supporting groups to come together, to find times to rehearse, to nurture rehearsal processes, and also have coaching and a performance opportunity. And then alongside that, we have this programme called Alt Music Plus, which we would describe as a pathway, and that has a wide range of professional training for our finest pop, jazz and also musical theatre acts. So I've just mentioned a few things there with Andean Band, Gamelan Percussion Ensemble. There is a very healthy and, as I say, wide-ranging and diverse offering of staff-led ensembles, and that's before we even begin to think about the amount of student-led ensembles that actually happen here as well. So if you have any questions about rehearsal times, who to contact, who to sign up for auditions, all of that is on the Department of Music intranet page. I'm sure we'll see you in the coming weeks, certainly this week in Welcome Week and as teaching starts next week. There might be an audition process, to find the right place for you if it is an audition-based ensemble, but that's not something to be worried about. Everything is friendly and supportive, and we obviously aim to give feedback where appropriate to help you with that next step. So wishing you a fantastic year ahead, and I look forward to seeing you all in the not too distant future.